It's the eve of the convention of the People's Democratic Party happening in Ibadan, and I'm sure the papers, or I hope the papers will carry that. It's time, of course, for us to review the front pages of the newspapers. We have Professor Simon Nnah here with us. Good morning, happy weekend, and happy eve of PDP convention anniversary.
The one that is holding or the one that is not holding?
I am not a member of PDP. So I don't know why you're wishing me happy convention of PDP.
Okay, let's get
I'm not a politician, but I'm not apolitical.
Okay, let's get into the papers and see what the front pages are saying. Let's begin with the Nigerian Tribune. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation on YouTube. Simply drop a comment in the chat box or call the number on your TV screen. I have respect for military, but I abhor lawlessness, Wike says. FCT Minister carrying out his statutory responsibilities, but ... according to Leonard S.A.N. Falano. Ex-CDS Irabo faults Wike's action. NCP approves BPE move to seed Afam Power Plant to Transcorp Power Consortium. PDP seeks to join Bayelsa Deputy Governor's suit against moves to impeach him. The PDP's woes don't seem to be over any moment from now. Federal government halts planned 15% import duty on petrol, diesel. And I think maybe we'll start with that one. Is that good news? Is it indicative of the federal government being one that listens, or they're postponing the evil day?
You see, I kept on saying it here, that these policy somersaults, they are one too many. It was last week I said it here.
Yeah.
And now there's another one.
Is this a somersault or a pause? Because they're not saying they won't. It's just they're pausing.
It's a somersault, no matter the way you look at it. They would have kept it in the coolers until they are ready to come out with a policy. You don't just throw out policies and after that you are going back and forth.
Perhaps they're testing the waters to see what the reaction is.
I said it before, I'm going to say it again for fear of sounding like a broken record. Please, you don't test the waters by throwing out policies to the masses. If you want to test the waters, there are ways to do it. You do a survey, you do a random sampling, or you get a sample size of the population and you test it on them. You can give questionnaires to experts in that field and they will advise you. Then when you collate that, you'll be able to know which direction you are going. You don't just have a brainwave and you go to press. And the next minute, you are recalling it, you are doing the abracadabra again. I don't like that. No government functions that way. Even mechanics today, like I said before, they have these diagnosis tools they use now. Before they do trial and error, which what this government is doing. I mean, we should stop this trial and error stuff. It's one too many.
All right. Let's now come back to the big story of His Excellency at this point, you know, the leader of the FCT, Minister Nyesom Wike. Well,
you see, I've listened to...
Because why I said leader is because I called him His Excellency.
The president is the leader of the FCT and the nation.
You know why I said that one? Because of the argument of who is he the governor of the FCT or not? Because when say he's carrying himself like the governor.
He's the governor of FCT, if you like, because that's the position he's occupying. You see, I've listened to shades of argument from Leonard S.A., from military people, and what have you. But my opinion, which I stand by anytime, any day, is that what Wike did was an embarrassment. And I'll say it from this point of view. Now, I know that there's a tribunal that is in charge of land cases in Abuja because I have an in-law that works in that tribunal. Oh. So I know. The question number one, did Wike go to that tribunal to get judgment? Question number two, if he got judgment, is he the law enforcement agent that will go there to enforce the law?
He said they had gone. I forgot the name of the department now. That had gone before the officials and the soldier chased them, which is why he then went.
No, even at that, the soldier, if you take it from the point of the soldier even said they showed the documents to the people that came earlier. And again, you see, the soldier was acting on instruction. This is not the first time this thing is happening. Recall the time what is it called again? What's the position that Ribadu is holding today? National Security Advisor of Jonathan.
Yeah.
The way he was punished. Because during the time the late president was incarcerated, He was under order by IBB not to release him, even when the mother died. And because of that, the guy was punished for obeying the last order. Dasuki, for obeying the last order. I mean, these people are, and they know that in the military, you have to obey the last order. Now, some people are saying, if you are asked to go and kill your wife, will you go and kill your wife because you are asked to obey the last order? No, it's a different ballgame here. It's a different ballgame because this man, the order they gave him was not, from the military point of view, it was not something that is out of place.
Very true.
It was not something that was out of place. Again, the questions I asked have not been answered. Let him tell us that he had an order from that tribunal, that's in charge of the law, to go and take over. Even at that, he should have sent security men to go there and...
not as a minister.
Yes, not as a minister. Even the Minister of Defense said he should have contacted him, that they are both ministers, and they will understand. I even learned he called the CDS, he called the naval chief, and those one asked him to wait, that there's an investigation going on.
Okay.
Let them finish the investigation. So, that will not last for more than 1 or 2 days.
Now that we are where we are, how do you think we should proceed? The Honourable Minister held a press conference, said a lot of things. Many have said, I believe that he should apologize for how he, the statements he made.
He also said
not
respect
just the
begets
officer,
respect.
but the institution. And I've just seen that the Leonard SA and Falana also says that, yes, you are within your rights to inspect, but you didn't handle this properly, and you should respect, you should apologize, and that the president should call him to order to apologize. Do you think he should apologize, and do you believe he will apologize? Two separate
And
things.
who should he
apologize? But he will not apologize because of his ego. And
who should this apology be directed to?
The apology should be directed to federal government because he disrespected federal government for that uniform. That is a federal government authority. So he should apologize to federal government, not the young man. Because apologizing to the federal government is taken that he has apologized to the young man. Okay. Now, what I'm saying, because I look at issues the way they are.
Based on their merits.
Based on their merits, yes. You took that word from my mouth. The press review, the press conference he held, he was economical with the truth. Because we saw the altercation. I did not see it from social media. I saw it from channels. Channels were the first to, because they were there, they were on ground. So they were the people that showed it. And there was no time that young man pointed a gun at him. So what's the narrative that a soldier was pointing a gun at him? The soldier was pointing a gun at him.
So
even his SA was saying all manner of, although that one, forget him, because his own case is a different...
Are you talking about Mr. Larry?
Yes, I'm talking about him. Okay. I'm talking about him. His own case is a discussion for another day. Let's focus on the issue. So you see, the point here is that they cannot be gaslighting us now. We saw it, these days. Some of these things, you can't be telling lies when there's a video evidence of what happened. That guy went with him, the cameraman went with him, and from the scratch to the finish, they showed what transpired. So why would somebody be gaslighting us at the end of the day? Okay, now still talking about the form of the apology. Since you agree that he should apologize, but you do not believe that his ego will allow him to apologize. Yes. Is it okay if the apology is done through his advisor, Larry Olayinka, through a publication maybe on X? Of course, if he does that now, it's taken that he has, because if he does not authorize it, he cannot go and, but if he does that, he will fire him. So he has to authorize that before he can. That's a more safe, faith-saving way of apologizing. Yes, now. All right. So that is but he should apologize. Okay, let's go back to the front page of, or maybe we should go to another paper. Yeah, take a few more stories. Let's go to another paper very quickly. Let's see what our next paper is. Possibly we can do the Punch. Most importantly, the front there, Ibadan Convention. PDP delegates arrive amid Saraki's cancellation move. And we can see here, ex-Senate President George. Top PDP leaders clash over caretaker committee plan as INEC reviews judgment. Judgment upon judgment. No need to waste time. No need to waste time. No need to. Okay. The only winners here will be Ibadan hoteliers. What's the take? Let me say it succinctly, the way it resonates with me. They are not just fighting for the soul of PDP here. They are fighting for who is going to be the standard flag bearer, if there will be any, in 2027. And like I said this morning in another station, we have seen these things play out. When the PDP, Wike wanted the convention in Port Harcourt, he insisted that if it's not Port Harcourt, it's not going to hold. They took it to Port Harcourt, his candidate Article 1. We saw it again play out in Lagos when the current president insisted that the convention of APC must be held in Lagos. It was held in Lagos, his candidate won. Because what they do is that they buy off all the hotels around so that the other candidates will not have where to put their own delegates. So that's one of the challenges we are going to have, and that's outside the brouhaha. I'm saying some of the things that is calling for this, what they call it again, that they want a caretaker.
Caretaker committee.
Who is bringing that caretaker? That's why I'm saying this. Bukola Saraki. He wants a shot at the presidency. And if he must go for that shot, you cannot hold that convention in Ibadan because he cannot win if it's in Ibadan.
So who will win in Ibadan? Who do you think likely?
No, if it's in Ibadan, Seyi Makinde, there's no good saying about it. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that. If it's held in Ibadan tomorrow, Seyi Makinde will pick the ticket.
And do you think it will really hold in Ibadan?
They are going to hold it. That's not the question. The real question would be, what will be the outcome after that? Because there are court cases, there are litigations here and there.
All right, let's put a pin on that. We'll come back and still speak some more about this right after this break. Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We're still reviewing the papers with Professor Simon Nnah. Before we went on the break, we're speaking about the PDP convention scheduled to hold this weekend. And Professor Nnah, your position is, of course, it is holding. There are conflicting court judgments. Federal High Court in Abuja with 2 different justices have so far banned that convention from happening, banned INEC from participating in the convention. And from the rider on the front page of the paper, we can see that INEC is reviewing the judgments because Ibadan and Oyo State High Court gave them the go-ahead to, have the convention.
You see, that's a challenge. Before I go ahead, sorry, I said Seyi Makinde was going to. Seyi Makinde is not contesting this one. This is to elect
National Working
Committee. However, the Seyi Makinde's candidates are going to be the people that will go in there at the end of the day. I think that's the right thing to say. Now, having cleared that, what's your question again?
I was asking about, for you to further expand your thoughts, because we said there are conflicting court judgments from courts of coordinate jurisdiction.
Now, that has been the bane of this society, because we shop for court judgments in a place we know that will be favorable for us. Look at the Wike faction. They went to Abuja, where their holdings were, to shop.
But justice is blind and the judiciary is independent.
Yes. Then that is what we normally say. But we discovered that the judiciary in Nigeria is not dependent.
Not my judiciary. I speak
the
for
judiciary in Nigeria is not dependent.
Why do you say that? And do you have evidence to back up your claims?
There are several evidences here and there, that have been the newspapers and the social media are awash with most of the things that we have seen play out in the past. Look at the thing we are discussing when there was a break, the Fubara issue. The Supreme Court gave judgment and mentioned issues that were not before them. And the law is very clear that the court is not Father Christmas. You cannot be making pronouncement on a prayer that was not asked for. So what are we saying? No, let's not
so
go
back
into that.
to this convention issue.
Yeah, so they went to Abuja and shop for their own judgment. Seyi Makinde is in Ibadan.
His backyard.
He went to his own backyard and shopped for another judgment. And then the problem I have with these politicians, because they are the people causing this problem. Now, all the courts they are going to are courts of corresponding jurisdiction. Why didn't any of them move the matter to appeal court so that we can have a fair judgment? Because this one now, 2 high courts in Abuja, 1 high court in Ibadan. So why
the same
are
level.
they not? Well, yes, they're on the same. They're at par. So you pick and choose the one you want to obey. As far as it is concerned, now you pick and choose the one you want to obey. As this over, I think today is Friday.
Today is Friday. So
Yes.
we might expect the court.
The court in Ibadan is going to give judgment today.
How do you know?
No, it was said now. It was said. It's not, they said it when
Because
they...
we had mentioned
because
that
it was
by
an-
12 or 2. For the
It was an ex parte motion. So it's going to deliver on that ex parte motion today. Be rest assured, I am 100% cocksure that he's going to deliver the judgment that the convention should go on. And when that happens, it is the last judgment.
Bound.
So they can now decide to say the last judgment we got was to go on with the convention. So that's why some of them are flexing their muscles, because they know what is going to happen before. We know that judgment these days goes to the highest bidder. So they are going to make sure that as far as Ibadan is concerned, they are going to be the highest bidder there. Since they cannot be the highest bidder in Abuja, that of Ibadan, they are going to be the
Before
highest
we
bidder.
wrap up, I want to know your take on this. Tinubu shifts 15% fuel import duty to Q1 2026. Is this still policy somersault? Since they've given a timeline.
Let's wait till first quarter of 2026. Because the guy, there's a banter going on. The guys are insisting that it must go. And Q1 2026 is even when the new tax law is coming in effect. So if that comes, it's going to worsen the situation. So the guys are waiting in the ranks. And I can tell you for free that there's going to... I listened to the chairman of... what is it called now? The other one, you have NLC, you have... TUC. And then the TUC and the Pengasin people, I listened to them last night. And they were insistent that this must go. So at the end of the day, they are going to still go on with it. In fact, what the government did now was to douse tension. But that tension is going to be more in January. Because with the new tax law and this one coming in again. Listen, one thing people in government, I don't know why they don't seem to understand it, is that once there's a 1 naira, 1 kobo increase in pump price of fuel, every other thing is affected, including the paper in the market. Because the woman selling paper will tell you how much she paid for transport, and she will pass that to the consumer.
Oh, poor Pepe. All right. Anyway, that's where we would bring this conversation to a close. Thank you so much, Professor.
Thanks so much, Prof, for your time.
Thank
as
you.
always.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
And Merry Christmas in advance.
Hey, that was